Repeat it again.
Sorry for the break in transmission. It was due to some technical issue. So today we also want to talk about bitterness and unforgiveness. So we're saying that bitterness is a weight in our life. Unforgiveness is like carrying someone's backpack for them. It's not your mess, but you are tired because of it. The Bible says, forgive 70 times 7 times, not because they deserve it, but because you deserve peace. God forgives us a massive debt on the cross. Holding grudges is like refusing that gift. So he's saying that if we don't forgive others, like saying we don't want to accept the forgiveness that when God surrendered his life for us on the cross. He's saying that we should forgive others. So I also want to talk about words are arrows. There was a Bible reading that was talking about David. David had real spears thrown at him by Saul. We have comments, jokes, you will never be, you are not enough. Those are arrows too, and they stick. We have insults that people throw at us. We have insults that people throw at us that they don't make sense. It makes us look down on ourselves. Those are arrows too, and they stick. But David's secret was he didn't build his identity on Saul's opinion. He built it on God. The world will throw arrows at us. Your job is to check whose voice you are listening to. So he's saying that is that other people, human beings, it is that people will throw insults at us, people will insult us, people will call us names, but we should not listen to them. We should listen to God's voice. We should not listen to their voice. We should listen to God, because it is Him that has the true say in our lives. So I have a question. So the question is that justice, why is it that when we don't forgive others, it affects our life, it affects our mental health?
Because if we don't forgive others, the hatred will still be in us and not in the person we don't want to forgive.
Okay.
It will be in us and to disturb us. So
okay. So it's saying now why we should forgive is that when we forgive, it will live our lives, because the people that were not even forgiving, they don't even think about it. It's just hurting us. It's not even hurting them. They say that we need to forgive them. Okay, so we also want to talk about prayer. Prayer isn't just religious; it's relational. The disciples didn't ask Jesus, "Teach us to preach." They said, "Teach us to pray," because they saw His power. They saw His power came from that place. Prayer is not begging. Prayer is not begging God. It's talking to your dad, and your dad is God. It's how we get peace before the problem, wisdom before the decision, strength before the day starts. It's our safe place. So as Ella told us that if she wants to look for a safe place, she prays to God. So say that when we pray to God, we are in a safe place. It starts our life. If we are about to start anything, we pray to God. We tell Him the thing we need. We talk to Him because He's our Father, He's our Dad. Okay, we also talked about fear. Fear shrinks when faith speaks. So say that Peter actually walked on water. That was very well. That was even me today. I don't still believe that was possible. But he sank when he looked at the wind. When he stopped looking at God. When he stopped looking at God, when he stopped having faith, he started to sink. Anxiety is like that. The problem gets bigger when our eyes are on it. Faith is choosing to look at Jesus in the middle of the storm. You want to be fearless, but you can't be faithful. So the saying is that we should not look at the problem. We should look at God. If you have any problem, you should look at God. You should look at God face to face, because when we look away from Him, it means we are not having faith. And faith is choosing to look at Jesus in the middle of the storm. Okay, so we also talk about confidence. Our devotion talks about confidence too, saying that confidence isn't loud, it's rooted. That is saying that confidence is not us just expressing it, it's deep inside us. Samuel looked at David's brothers and saw heights. He saw looks, he saw status, he saw things that they looked for in a person that could fight Goliath. But God said, I look at the hearts. So he's saying that for us to show confidence, it's not by our body, it's not by how we behave, it's by our hearts. We live in a world of comparison, followers, grades, body, money. But confidence is knowing you were handpicked by God before you ever achieved anything. You don't need Saul's armor, be David. So he's saying is that, so this is saying is that we should be confident. You should be confident like David. When they were about to pick people that will fight Goliath, when they called David's brothers, the story said that they looked at his father, called all his brothers except from David, because they thought he would not be able to do it, because they thought his confidence was just in the body, in how he looked, but it was deeply in the heart. So that's what I was talking about. They also talked about hidden pain. The Samaritan woman came to the well at noon to avoid people. She had hidden pain, shame, rejection. Jesus met her there. Social media shows the highlights reel, but God sees the twin version of you. This is saying that pain, we don't, even people that are on social media, they have pain. They don't show their pain, but God sees our true pain. Only God that can guide us through the pain. So, do you have anything to tell us about healing pain?
Yeah, okay. So when you are going through pain, first of all, the first thing to do is to go to God, because He's the only person who can help you through that situation. Then you look for a trusted person you can talk to, a trusted adult, your mentor, anybody that you feel that can help you through such pain.
Okay, thank you. So I like what she said. She's saying that if we are going through any pain, even if we don't, we should be able to talk to God, and also we should be able to talk about people that are like us, like our mentors, people that can guide us, our parents, our pastors, our teachers. So she said that we should be able to look and talk to them. So the anxious version, the tired version, and he calls it beloved, they are not invisible to him. So he's saying that we should look at God, because he can tell us, he can keep us, he can remove our pains, he can guide us and make us, show us the way. Okay, we also talked about God. God isn't scared of our mess. So the prodigal son thought he had to clean up before coming home. He had a whole speech ready, but the father didn't even let him finish it. He ran to him. That's God with guilt and loneliness. You don't have to get it together first. His presence is a safe place that puts you back together. So he talks about the story of the prodigal son, how he thought that he was messed up, how he thought that his father wouldn't take him back. But he's saying that this story is talking to us about God, that even God will take us back, no matter the mess we're in, no matter the shame we're in, no matter the loneliness, no matter the guilt, he will take us back. So he's saying that's what he's talking about. Jeremiah, so what did you learn from the story of the prodigal son? Okay, do you know the story of the prodigal son?
Yeah.
What did you learn from the story?
If we are alone, God is with us.
Okay, thank you. I like that. So prayer, also about prayer. Prayer is our daily oxygen, not just for emergencies. So it's saying that we should not just pray when we are going through a problem, when we are going through something hard. We should pray every time. We should pray. We should thank God. We should not just only ask God for things we need. We should be able to pray to God. We should be able to ask Him for forgiveness. All those things we should ask God. Ask God. We should not only talk to Him when we need something from Him. And also, forgiveness is a gift to yourself. Holding grudges is drinking poison and waiting for the other person to die. So what that is saying is that when we are holding grudges against people, it's like drinking slow poison and wait for the other person to die, but the person is not going to die. You just keep hurting yourself. Okay, then comparison kills confidence. David couldn't wear Saul's armor. You can't wear someone else's calling. So he's saying that you have your own life. You're not supposed to follow another person's life. That your life is what you should follow. So your hearing starts when you stop hiding from God, from people, from yourself. So when you show your true self is when you stop hiding from God, and you should not allow emotions to call who we are, to guide us, to show us who we are. Safe doesn't mean no problems. It means God is with you in the problem. So a place called safe is when God is with us, in the problem. The place called safe is not when we are without problems. In life, we cannot do without problems. So we should, when God is with us, we are safe. Okay. So, real life stories and examples to share. Okay, the Instagram versus reality. How people live versus how they are. Like for now, for social media versus how we truly are in real life. We look confidently online but feel empty offline. That's why we need to know who God says we are. Sometimes as children of God, we should not look at what people talk about us on the social media. We should look at what God says about us through offline life. We should not look at the social media life, the online life. Then it's also saying that we should talk about that prayer is power. Talk about it's just prayer is like talking to your father. The Bible said teach us to pray because they saw how Jesus lived from prayer. Talk about prayer is how we get wisdom, peace and strength before the problem hits us. It's not a last result. So I've also talked about this, that prayer, we should not just pray. We should not just pray when we are going through the problem. We should pray. We should pray when we are any part of our life. We should pray. When we are done doing anything, we should pray. When we are about to start doing something, we should pray. So remember, why do we need prayer most in our life?
So that
God can help us. Okay. Thank you. So she said that we should pray so that God can help us. So about fear and faith. As long as Peter looked at Jesus as he walked, the moment he looked at the storm, he sank. So he's saying that anxiety in 2026, school, future, money, family, fear screams loud, but faith whispers, I'm with you. You don't have to be fearless, you just have to keep looking at Jesus. To say for us to have faith, we should just keep looking at Jesus. As human beings, we are going to have fear. We should not think that fear is a bad thing, but we should not look into that fear. We should look at Jesus when we have that fear. That's faith. Then the Samaritan woman at the well. Everyone saw a woman with 5 husbands. Jesus saw a woman with a test no relationship would fix. So he's saying that the Samaritan woman, when no one was able to look at her, when no one was able to consider her, that she looked at God and God guided her. So even if no one is looking at us, no one is able to guide us, Jesus is there with us, God is there with us, so he can lead us through our problems, through our hidden pain. Then the prodigal son, he messed up big. He felt guilty. He thought that his father would not accept him, but his father still accepted him because he's his father's son. So what that story is telling us is that God will hear us even in the problems we have gone through. If we come back to him, he will hear us, he will tell us the right thing, he will guide us, he will discipline us. Okay, so another thing we have learned, we talked about life's arrows. So I learned that people may use harmful words. We learned that people may use harmful words against us and it may hurt us, but we should not allow that words to define our identity. It is God's opinion that matters to us, most importantly in our lives. So, ADL, why does God's opinion matter to us in our lives? Why is his opinion the most important opinion in our lives?
Because it keeps us safe.
Okay, thank you. Because it keeps us safe. Okay. We talked about ground before, which is basically just talking about forgiveness and saying that we should not allow unforgiveness to take root in our hearts because it becomes heavy burdens that robs us of our peace and joy. So it's able to we should be able to forgive. Okay. So Justice, please can you talk more about unforgiveness?
Unforgiveness. So when you don't forgive others, you have the more hatred for the person you don't forgive. So when you have unforgiveness, it hurts you, not the other person. So you have to forgive so that even God to forgive you.
Okay. Thank you. Hey, Jemima, so what's one topic you have learned throughout this week that stuck for you and can you tell us what you learned from it?
I learned that we should not be afraid, that God is always with us. Even if we are alone, God is with us spiritually.
Okay. Thank you. Saying that she said that we should not be afraid when we are going through any problems because God is always with us, He's with us spiritually, He's with us physically. Okay. So I like that. Yeah, one of your topics was God made me special. So can you tell us anything special about you?
It's anything special, yes. That God makes us good. He makes us safe. He is our shelter.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so another topic they talked about was God sees us when we are afraid. So when we are afraid, God sees us. He can be able to bring us out of that fear. So he's saying that when we are afraid, we should be able to look at God. So again, even to call our number for any contributions. Number is 081 62 34 1724. Okay, what also we learned about life arrows is that emotions will hurt us, but we should not allow it to make our life a burden on ourselves. That emotions will bring us down when people talk bad about us, but we should look only to God and God remove those pains from us. Okay, so we talked about depression and emotional exhaustion. And another verse was taken from the book of 2 Corinthians 4:8-9. So it's saying that we choose to make God our refuge and safe place. When we seek comfort during times when we are down, but every day we should look at God. When we are depressed, when we are going through any emotional problem, we should look at God because He can remove that depression from our lives. Okay. So what also we have talked about is we talked about loneliness and guilt. He's saying that God is always present when we are lonely, when we are guilty. He should always there. He guides us through our loneliness. He guides us through our guilt. He can guide us through every pain we are going through in life. Okay. So thank you. We have come to the end of today's devotion. Join us same time next week for the final edition of the weekly review. Also, it's not too late to join us. Reach out to us on this same number 081 62 34 1724. Thank you so much for joining us today. God bless you all. Thank you.